welcome back to Kitsune Kingdom. And starting things off, we have Headhunter taking on TTW legend Dazzling Dale Malandra. Dale Malandra, who has gotten himself back into some wicked shape for this final stretch of his career, is taking on one of the biggest brutes of Kitsune Kingdom. Oh man. A match with Headhunter can quite quickly become a bloodbath, so Dale Malandra is going to have to play smart here if he wants to keep pace with Headhunter. Oh, Headhunter now, look at that. Oh! Barely dodging that. And look at that, Dale Malandra taking a moment there. Oh, and unfortunately that gloating looks like it's backfired as Headhunter's managed to bounce back. Oh no, look at this. Oh, right into the side of the head, and now going for the pin. 1, 2, and the kick out right there. Oh gosh, Headhunter can be difficult to, Headhunter can spring off of those ropes and really catch you off guard. Dale Malandra is going to have to be exceptionally careful here. Oh, dodging, just barely dodging. And now, right to the back of the head. And now Dale Malandra standing over Headhunter. And it looks like Dale really wants to punish Headhunter. But Headhunter, look at this. Oh my goodness. A lot of ducking and dodging between these two right now, as Dale forces Headhunter into the corner. Oh, but a big strike there. And now going for a crucifix. And right now, this looks like these two are being very slippery with each other more than anything. And there with a stomp to the arm now. And you can see Headhunter pacing around. Oh, gosh. Oh, good reversal there by Dale Malandra. And now going for that pin. But look at the kick out there. Try to use the ropes, trying to break the rules to get a win here. And there with an arm drag. Dale Malandra now going for a clubbing blow there across the back. And again, you can see there's a lot of confidence from Dale Malandra. Clearly getting into shape has really given Dale Malandra a boost of confidence here. This may be the final stretch of his career before retirement, but he is clearly looking to end it on a very, very high note. And then we see taking Headhunter back into the corner now. Oh, and a nice reversal there. Oh, slap in the face. And that just seems to have continued to egg Dale Malandra on here, as the two exchange blows back and forth. Oh, man. Headhunter wanting to see more from Dale here. Interesting to see the back and forth these two are giving right now. Almost like they want to push each other further and further right now. Oh, another chop. And now look at that. That seems to have been the invite Dale needed to go in swinging. Oh, and it's a stalemate there. Neither getting the definitive advantage over the other. Oh, code breaker. And there we go. Dale Malandra dazzling the kingdom with the win. What an upset there. Headhunter, I was certain, was going to cause a bloodbath in this fight, but this ended up being much different than your typical Headhunter match. Not just because Dale Malandra did so well, but it felt like Headhunter wasn't out for blood as he normally would be. I'm curious about that. Is it maybe a respect for that for the legend? Quite a rarity given the more hostile landscape we've been seeing from the likes of Ace Attack Bakke recently. You know, it's good to see maybe a bit of reverence for the legends. In the end, though, Dale Malandra coming out on top. Now, stay tuned because our main event tonight is a continuation in this saga where Keller is trying to dismantle Tsunami Frank. It's a 3v2 handicap match for our main event right after this, as Kato, the Sun, is being challenged by Kazumi Yamamoto. Kato traveling across the VGIW channel, appearing across every show, building up a legendary undefeated streak. Oh my goodness. Over 60 wins in less than a year, and rapidly gathering more. Kazumi Yamamoto is hoping to put an end to the streak here tonight. And of course, I mentioned legendary. You can see there, retired wrestler and TTW, GHK, and Kitsune Kingdom legend, Don Lee at ringside. He has been teaching Kazumi Yamamoto, and ever since he took, the then rookie Kazumi Yamamoto, he's really elevated Kazumi's standing. Oh. And now Kato. Kato has absolutely been devastating. And as he is able to throw wrestlers around, we've seen Kato throw wrestlers twice his size like it's nothing, absorbing damage like that. Kazumi Yamamoto is used to being able to throw absolutely clock-cleaning shots, but Kato will absolutely just absorb it like it's nothing. Oh gosh, and now look at this. Oh, and they're right on the arm. And now, look at that, easily lifting up Kazumi Yamamoto like he weighs absolutely nothing. It is crazy to me, the absolute strength and power that Kato possesses. And now, oh, look at that, slipping away though. Kazumi Yamamoto, I believe, has been formerly a GHK World Champion, and now moving over to Kitsune Kingdom to try and build a legacy here after proving himself over in Guerrilla Hardcore Combat. That was a tumultuous time for Kazumi Yamamoto. Previously, he had been ousted from GHK by then, General Manager Theodore Cornwall, until Curtis Burton took over. Kazumi Yamamoto was, for a brief period of time, an extremely hot free agent with Don Lee by his side. Finally got signed up to GHK. He's one Taz. Oh my goodness! I just noticed the exposed turnbuckle. Did Don Lee do that? Well, if he did, it backfired spectacularly. He's one Taz on VGIW, GHK, and now looking to try and hit it big here in Kitsune Kingdom. Oh my goodness. Of course, it'll be interesting to see if he can keep that momentum going, or if it's going to be a tough uphill climb. Oh, look at that. Oh, that inverted suplex, that's usually the beginning of the end. But wait a minute, look at that. Now Kato arguing with Don Lee. He said, I am about to destroy Kazumi, and you can do nothing but watch. And as much as Don Lee is a legend, he would never be able to physically stand a chance against someone like Kato. Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Look at that. Well, there you go. The streak continues. What a matchup right there. Kazumi Yamamoto, it felt like he was pretty outmatched against the Sun here. Oh my goodness. Kazumi has definitely come leaps and bounds since his rookie year, but there was just Kato is something else. Probably one of the most dominant wrestlers since Brutus Armstrong. And Kato is making it crystal clear that that momentum isn't stopping anytime soon. And now Kato already looking for his next opponent. Is there any end to this rapidly growing streak? Anyway, it's time for our main event now. We've got Tsunami Frank and the Reaper teaming up against Keller, the Warbeast Mammoth, and the monster. And it looks like Keller's already trying to put away Frank here. Now, how did this start, you may be wondering? So, Keller was for a long time, when he first got into the business, was the tag team partner of Tsunami Frank's half-brother, Hardcore Hank. Hardcore Hank and Keller were at one point one of the most terrifying teams on VGIW. They were the most dominant tag team in the entire tag team division at the time, during the 2K19 to 2K22 period, 2K18 to 2K22 period, to be quite frank with you. Keller and Hank were one of the most dominant tag teams in the entire division. Not only that, Hank being a multi-time world champion meant that it didn't matter if it was singles or tag team competition, the Guild, as they were called, were absolutely dominant. But one day, as the Guild started to, get faced tougher and tougher challenges in the tag team scene, Keller grew aggravated and felt that Hardcore Hank was holding him back. Betraying Hank, Keller has been on this all-out rampage ever since. Keller going after, after taking on and beating Hardcore Hank, would go after his half-brother Tsunami Frank and Hank's greatest rival, the Reaper. Quite literally trying to dismantle every aspect of Hank's life. Now, we've not seen Hank in a little bit, but you gotta wonder what Hank, if Hank is watching here tonight. Hank and Frank have a bit of a tumultuous past themselves. Frank has a lot of love for his half-brother Hank, which is why he's out here fighting against Keller. But Hank left Kitsune Kingdom back in the pre-channel days because he felt overshadowed by Tsunami Frank. Times have changed, but we don't know if Hank's feelings have changed for his half-brother. In comes the Reaper now, and on the ground there is the Warbeast Mammoth. One other wrinkle to this whole tale is that Keller has become part of a faction with the Warbeast Mammoth and the Monster. Now, this is the Warbeast Mammoth and the Monster, on top of being two giants, one from Outrage Combat Wrestling in the Warbeast Mammoth, and one from GHK in the Monster, but those two are also former world champions. The Monster was the first ever GHK World Champion and is a multi-time GHK World Champion at this point. Might actually be the person who's held it the most, if I had to guess off the top of my head. Oh my goodness! And of course the Warbeast Mammoth, of course successful in ORC Dub, but as well has been greatly successful here on the VGIW channel, winning nearly every title that he can possibly get his hands on. The Warbeast Mammoth would go on to betray his good friend Mad Boar, the original Beast of Bedlam, and Teddy Grizzly Jones, the new Beast of Bedlam, which has led to the disbandment of that entire faction. The Beast of Bedlam, one of the earliest teams on the VGIW channel, completely dissolved due to the Warbeast Mammoth's betrayal. The Monster didn't really have any close allies as far as I'm aware, so didn't have anyone he needed to betray, but it's led to this absolutely devastating team that even though Tsunami Frank may be one of the best wrestlers in Kitsune Kingdom to have never held a world title, and the Reaper is a 5-time, if I remember correctly, VGIW Men's World Champion, they're still in an uphill battle as they take on 3 devastating wrestlers with incredible track records. And now, oh my god, Frank. Now, I should also point out this is elimination style. So if one wrestler gets pinned 1, 2, 3, is made to submit, is, whatnot, then that's just one wrestler down. It's going to keep on going until one side is completely taken out of the picture. The Reaper, been around since episode 1 on the channel back in 2018. And the Reaper has, for many people, been a source of madness for his opponents. Oh my goodness. Oh, right to the midsection. Tsunami Frank has been beloved by many people. He's got, oh my god! He's got a history of traveling around. He's traveled over to Outrage Combat Wrestling. Of course, he's a mainstay here in Kitsune Kingdom. Oh, and there's the tag to the Reaper, and Keller, realizing he's got to lock in. The Reaper is someone whose a rivalry with him has driven many to madness. The rivalry with Hank is because Hank has been determined. Hank, back in the day, was destroying everyone, seemingly unstoppable, but the one wrestler that Hank has never been able to beat is the Reaper, and that would drive Hank crazy. It's crazy to think as well that Reaper is now on Hank's side, at least for now. Oh, look at that knee! A nod to his half-brother. Tsunami Frank may have just clocked and made the Warbeast extinct. No! Breaking up the pin just barely in time. My oh my, what a crazy situation. And now, the Warbeast Mammoth. Oh, and Frank there go back and forth, and look at that cheap shot right there. And now in comes the monster, bringing Tsunami Frank back to his feet. But it's not just Hank that the Reaper has driven crazy. I remember when the Reaper had a rivalry with Aaron Storm and Storm System Worldwide, and through the use of the dark magic that the Monarch of Darkness possesses, was able to dismantle every current member of Storm System Worldwide. Oh! You gotta think the only reason why these three are as confident as they are is, not only because they are three of the greatest, most decorated wrestlers on the VGIW channel, but because of the 3v2 advantage. Oh! That ends it, Giri. The Monster has always been one of the more agile giants to step foot on the VGIW channel, and that proving itself right there. Oh! My God! Frank Dodson nearly clocked the referee. Oh my goodness. Oh! And now Tsunami Frank with the tag. Oh my goodness, look at this bit of double teaming here. Look at this, Tsunami Frank easily lifts the Reaper, driving the Reaper down. Frank has always had some insane strength about him. That's part of what made him so... He was like a machine. Incredibly tough when he debuted, incredibly strong. The crowd loved watching Tsunami Frank, and they've loved seeing him return to the ring after a couple of years away. And now look at this, the Reaper bringing the monster up. The Reaper, of course, is one of the iconic faces of the VGIW channel. Or some of the matches that the Reaper has had, even since the beginning, were things of legend. The Reaper's great match with Aaron Storm inside Hell in a Cell at Hall of Glory was genuinely unlike anything I'd ever seen up until that point. Oh my God! Was, of course, the Reaper's match with Hardcore Hank and the Crusher. A brutal, barbaric match between the three. And look at that! The Reaper driven down! Of course, more recently, the Reaper's incredible match with Keller in a casket match. Oh my God, and the Reaper's been taken out! I exactly say I did not expect to see the Reaper go out first. But things are clearly heating up in this titanic encounter. Oh, look at this now, Tsunami Frank driving down. Is this the end? The monster trying to escape, but there is no running from Tsunami Frank, who drags the monster back into the center of the ring. Oh, and now look at this. That slow march into a titanic, colossal leg drop. 1, 2. Oh, the monster barely kicking out, however. And now Frank, oh my goodness, climbing up to the top rope and looking to hit the tsunami. 1, 2, 3, and now both sides have gone on elimination, but in comes Keller, hoping that Frank has been softened enough to finish the job, perhaps. Oh my God, no, they're surely not going to do this. My God, 7 feet of pure mass being flung at Tsunami Frank. And you can see there Frank writhing after a shot like that. it's still a 2v1 advantage for the Warbeast Mammoth and Keller. Oh my god, right into the side of the ring with that shot. And right now, this match is a rare case in Kitsune Kingdom of a match with no counter. Still, disqualification is still a thing on the table, but due to how these kinds of matches can devolve, exceptions be made. Normally, Kitsune Kingdom is very, for the rules, except in the case of obviously big multi-man Legends Championship matches. But typically, Kitsune Kingdom tries to keep itself a lot more straight-laced. Oh! At least I like to think so. I'm sure history is going to prove me wrong on that one. But this is a situation where an exception had to be made to avoid any screwy count-outs. Oh! Or uses of weapons to, basically it's an attempt to try and keep things as balanced as possible. My god, these two are... It's like watching something from an animal documentary, the way these two are just battling it out. And there you see Mammoth making his exit for Keller to come back in now. And look at this, going for a headlock here. Oh, and extra pressure, putting all of his body weight into it. And it looks like Frank is in some trouble now. Oh, here we go, Keller. Grabbing a hold of Frank here, and Russian leg sweep. Bringing Frank back to his feet once again. And an Irish whip into the corner. There's a tag to the Warbeast. And it looks like going for a big shoulder back toss. Look at that! Making it look easy the way they're throwing Frank around right now. And Frank right now has a little recourse as he busted open with that humongous knee right to the cranium. But there you see Frank refusing to give up. Oh, and an extra stop to the head there. That is disrespect from the Warbeast. But Frank there with a DDT, planting Mammoth. Oh, eye for an eye, busting open Mammoth. And now going for that leg drop once again to the Warbeast. Going for the pin, but in comes Keller to break it up. Keller refuses to let this end, but wait a minute. Frank, what is he planning? Up on the middle rope. Axe handle. And now climbing to the top. Could we be about to see, for a second time, the tsunami? 1, 2, 3. And it's down to 1v1. Keller versus Frank. Could it be that Frank and Reaper come out on top despite the odds being stacked against them? Frank there. Oh, clocked by Keller. And the two locking horns once again. But look at Keller here, keeping pace with Frank now. Frank looks exhausted. The damage from taking out two wrestlers is really weighing, is really starting to set in here. But that toughness still allowing him to push forward. Oh, but wait a minute, Keller. Oh, right back up. Frank's a little bit behind. And now look at this, off against the ropes. Trying to go for the knee. But Keller barely dodging the years he spent with Frank's half-brother, coming into effect there by allowing him to dodge one of the most brutal finishing moves in wrestling history. And now look at this. Look at this. The referee warning Keller. He could be disqualified if he keeps that chokehold on too long. And now going for a pin. Maybe enough oxygen deprivation has occurred here. Ah. The straw that broke the camel's back. Try as Reaper and Frank can, and they've had their small victories, but in this war, it feels like every step they take, every bit of progress they make is set back by this overwhelming faction, by this trio of some of the most dangerous wrestlers in VGIW's history. Keller right now is got to be feeling good right there, knowing that Monster and Mammoth sacrificed themselves at the altar so that Keller could once again humiliate Tsunami Frank. And in the end, not even with the knee, Keller with a win here. And you got to think if Keller keeps this up, he's destined for the top of Kitsune Kingdom. Well, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Kitsune Kingdom. Please be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe for more, share this video with your friends, and comment down below. We'll see you next time.